Legion Remix is now in full effect. We got Phase 3 live. We also got puzzling cartel chips, interesting stuff, new rewards, new things to be had. So let's just dive straight in. Your second puzzling cartel chip reward should now be available. That means you've collected 3 more cartel chips since the original 3 that we got, which means you can now purchase your second of your 3 total items that you'll be able to purchase during this power boost or turbo boost event, as Blizzard calls it. Choose wisely. Again, you only get to pick 3 this season. Again, if you haven't been picking this quest up, you should be able to do some catch up. Grab this thing, run a raid, do whatever to get yourself some more quest turn-ins to get those puzzling cartel chips. Cantrip items available. I purchased my boots. I really don't have anything else to buy right now, so I don't care to get this chip other than, I don't know, pick up a trinket for PvP, or I have no idea what I would even use it for. But yeah, if you need it, it's there now and available this week. Also, now live, Legion Phase 3. That's right, Legion Remix Phase 3 is now live. Maybe the best phase of them all? I'm just saying, Broken Shore was pretty cool, and yes, that is now the thing alive. So here we go. Legion Remix Phase 3 is now live, featuring several more knowledge and new collectibles from our return to the Broken Shore and the Cathedral of the Eternal Night Dungeon and the Tomb of Sargeras. So plenty of more loot to be had, and we're going to be maxing out our infinite power. Yeah, not a PvP trinket, of course not. I'm saying maybe a trinket that helps me more in PvP. It's a big brain thing. It's not something that the people would understand, but Samiccus understands it. Although there are no new powers or item level increases for the new phase, players will be able to acquire more infinite knowledge. So you'll be able to gather all this infinite knowledge by doing these different achievements that we'll talk about later on. Also, all the stuff you're able to do on the Broken Shore to now get the Fell Scorn Charlemagne. That's right, this badass weapon. If you know Charlemagne, great. If you don't, get out of my stream. You should know it. It's a badass weapon. It's Variant's old weapon. Charlemagne was a badass, and this is like a Fell Scorn version of it. It comes in 3 versions, by the way. This one for two-handed holding, but it also comes in the broken apart version, 1 in each hand, which is absolutely badass. This is a really cool looking weapon, and you'll be able to get it. I'll explain how in a couple seconds here. So we're now in basically, what is this, Phase 3 now of Legion. We have all that's left is now Argus, the Eternal, and Infinite Echoes, your final 2 phases of this remix event. And then, guys, it's a straight shot to midnight pre-patch and midnight launch. I mean, we're getting close here. We're getting close. So far, Legion Remix has been a lot of fun, and I think it will continue to be a lot of fun, and I'll explain why here in a second. Broken Shore, guys. There's a ton of shit to do here in Legion Phase 3. A lot of stuff that you can get, a lot of new items to collect, and a lot of good things to be had. So here we go. New zone, new raid, new rewards. That's right. A new wave of rewards is now unlocked with vendors from the Infinite Bazaar. Players can start collecting their fell-wrapped slabs, which you'll need 20 of, plus 30,000 bronze to collect the Hammer of Vigilance, a badass-looking hammer. I think I have an image of it that I'll show you guys later on. Definitely something that a lot of people will want. You'll just have to kill the bosses here in the raid a few times to be able to get it. These tokens are earned by defeating Maiden of Vigilance, as I said, on normal difficulty or higher in the raid. Faster infinite power and gearing. Tomb of Sargeras is now part of the rotation. Players can now expect faster gearing and leveling thanks to the infinite power gains. Yes, you can now max out your infinite power to 36 by doing these achievements. The new infinite knowledge points can be gained by getting these achievements from the Tomb of Sargeras run. Collecting, doing a bunch of things, killing certain bosses, whatever it is, defending the Broken Shore, Broken Isles, 1 and 2. You're going to have to do those. Breaching the Tomb, again, this is for the raid. And then Heroic Cathedral of Eternal Night, Tomb of Sargeras, defeating the bosses on normal difficulty or higher. And then Broken Shore world bosses, killing those guys too. Collecting the max amount of infinite knowledge possible now. Fallen King's Corrupted Blades. I already talked about this. A badass looking weapon. One that a lot of people are going to want. This is how you're going to get it. It is a reward that comes with completing the Broken Shore meta achievements. To wield the Fell-tainted version of Variant Charlemagne, you'll need to complete the following achievements. Exploring the Broken Shore should be an easy one. Just run around and do it. Breaching the Tomb, completing the Legion Fall campaign to enter the raid. Looking for a group on the Broken Shore, completing the following group activities on the Broken Shore. 2 different ones there. Cathedral of the Eternal Night and Tomb of Sargeras. And then Armies of Legion Fall. Account-wide progress, earn exalted status with the Armies of Legion Fall. Again, just a glorious looking weapon, something that you're going to want, whether it's for, transmog or just a RP is your favorite variant Fellscorn Rim. Players will receive the Fell Shalamane, as I said, the two-handed and the two off-handed and main-hand weapons. This is a really cool little thing there. If you don't know, Variant can break his sword apart into two pieces. It's a badass homage to that, honestly. And then we get original class mounts as well. Original class mounts should be available now in Phase 3 of Remix. These mounts are typically unlocked by completing both the Class Hall campaign and the Broken Shore campaign. If you've already completed your Class Hall campaign and are chasing the other rewards, these mounts could be earned passively along the way. Whether you're gearing alts or chasing infinite power, or aiming to convert, aiming for coveted items, there's plenty to dive into this week. Yes, there is. Plenty to do, plenty to be had, and maxing out your infinite knowledge should be something you definitely want to do here. As I said before, new sources of infinite knowledge can be collected here. Maxing out to now 36 was previously 32. If you forget what infinite knowledge is, it allows you to gather up infinite power more quickly. This is an account-wide thing, so it'll help with your alts as well. Again, there are now 6 achievements that you can do to rank up all the way on that infinite knowledge, getting yourself infinite power, getting yourself extra infinite power every time you do shit now. Maxing out to 125,000. That's big. That's big. Yeah, extra infinite knowledge now. So there you go. Gear that shit out, get that done, and your Legion Remix character should now start flying through content, even if you make a new one. And then, as I said before, new vendor items. Tons of new stuff to be had from the vendors, including a bunch of mounts now. We have the Cloudwing Hippogriff, the High Mountain Elderhorn, the Laywoven Flying Carpet, the Valajar Stormwing, the Wild Dream Runner, and the Abyss Worm. All should be available now, ranging from 20,000 bronze to 100,000 bronze. I don't know how I got this thing when Legion was alive, but I did in fact get the Abyssal Worm already, so I get to save myself 100,000 bronze there. Also, a bunch of pets and toys should be available. Ensemble vendors with Legion Fall. There are a few new ensembles available. Various vendors in the Infinite Bazaar. The following sections will detail what those vendors are offering. We got open world questing ensembles available. A bunch of them here. Dungeon ensembles. The Cloak. Yes, Drapes of the Devouring Night. Collecting this badass. Legion has given us some of the coolest cloaks ever put into the game. Legion Remix has. So this is another one that you're going to want to get. The Hammer of the Vigilance Weapon. This is the one I told I'd show you guys later. A badass looking hammer. Fellscorn on one side, Light Forged on the other. Really, really cool. Again, you're going to have to kill this boss to get Fell's Warped Slabs. 20 of them, in fact, killing the Maiden of Vigilance in the Tomb of Sargeras. I think you get 1 per kill. Oh, there it is. Normal, you get 1 per kill. Heroic, you get 4. Mythic, you get 10. So kill her twice on Mythic. Oh, I'm going to do math now. This is great. Kill her 5 times on Heroic or 20 times on Normal. We'll give you this. So that'll be a badass hammer. Collect it if you can. Again, items like this, you got to remember, they're limited to this Legion Remix event. So getting it now means you have something that people won't be able to get later. And that's always something that WoW players love to show off, right? Showing off that you were still active and being a degen throughout every moment in this expansion. So this is a badass hammer, along with the Shalamane weapon. I think 2 of the cooler weapons I've ever seen. Clear your freaking throat, man. I've got the Scourge, okay? I'm trying to go through the news while I've got infection by the plague, so I'm doing my best. Peon and Hex Trolls. Back to retail here. Have you ever wanted to RP as your favorite peon? Well, you'll be able to now. Going forward, you can transmog as a peon or maybe even just another NPC from another section of this game. So we've got some really cool new Midnight Alpha pieces here that you'll be able to get. A cool looking troll helm. I don't know how you would describe this thing. Very feathery, very wide, very cool. Armor helm, the Hex Troll armor helm. This is a really, really cool one, actually, with the big jaw boy and stuff there. And then the peons. Yes, if you ever wanted to be a peon, go around building shit, doing your typical thing, just be an NPC in a world filled with non-NPCs. There you go. You can do that now with your favorite peon transmogs. Also, Armor of the Twilight Blade, a really cool looking helm and shoulder mog here that we'll be able to get in Midnight. How we're going to get some of these things, I'm assuming some of this is trading post related. Do they have exactly how we're going to get it? Midnight Alpha. It's just, I guess, stuff that's showing up in Midnight Alpha. Also, Armor of the Void Storm. Really cool Tabard and shoulders here look pretty nice. Armor of the Warfront's Night Elf. Oh, this is what honestly, this is what the freaking Night Elf, what was their heirloom, not heirloom set, their heritage armor set should have looked like. This is a nice looking set for Night Elves. Yeah, look at the feathers on the shoulders, little chesty boy there, not bad. And then we have a demon cape. Okay, so I'm guessing this is a back piece here that can go, yep, this is definitely a back piece. This is really cool for Death Knights. Oh shit, I wonder how we're gonna get this. So a really cool looking back piece there. Also a demon shield. Yep, very badass, good looking shield. Definitely something I would want if Death Knights could use shields. Cool looking stuff here. We'll keep looking at the transmog stuff as it comes out. But this is all in-game stuff. What about some IRL goodies for you this holiday season? Well, don't worry. Blizzard's got your back. In fact, they've got your shoulders and helm as well. Here we go, guys. The full-on version. You got yourself the Judgment set here, guys. A beautiful looking Judgment set. If you remember, Blizzard's been doing these sets where you got the helm and the shoulders on this little stand here. We saw it not too long ago for, who was it? It was the Headless Horseman set. Now we're getting the Judgment set. Yes, Eternal Judgment armor. This thing looks really cool. Absolutely glorious, actually. A good looking set. It comes, just mind you, by the way, these are not that big. This is not something you could put on your head. Okay, this is like something you put on your little, yeah, your desk, a cool dust collector indeed. The Judgment armor set, 7 inches tall, to put it in perspective here in terms of how big. So it's not huge, not even a foot tall, but it's a cool little thing you'll be able to use. Also, if you want the Dreadlord himself, Pepe, you can get yourself a little Pepe pillow, 12 by 12 little pillow there, throw pillow. Definitely something that'll get you laid if you bring a girl home one day and she sees this on your couch. It's a golden, it's a done deal. It's in the bag. You get the Pepe pillow. We got an Alliance wreath here. Ornament. Look at that. A nice looking ornament there. A little wreath with some gears on it. You got the different Alliance symbols on there. And of course, because the Alliance has one, the Horde has to have one. So the Horde one's got some tusks, some bones through it. A little bit of arrows and stuff. Good looking ornament if you ever wanted one. War creeps her out and she runs away screaming that she's not for you. How could she do that? How could she hate Pepe? How to draw on heroes and villains. We also have a how to draw book. These sketches are really cool. Goes back to some Warcraft classic. Look at Malfurion. This is when he was Giga Furion. Badass, not running around screaming about Tyrande and the Emerald Nightmare. So some cool looking stuff here. Different sketches. Also the official Tarot deck. If you want to summon spirits into your home and die a horrible death, you can get this Tarot book reading club. Bunch of cool tarot cards here, and yes, this tarot deck was available once, but look at this. Oh man, it's the simp himself, dead, of course. Look at his card. Even his card is just a simp card. Look at that. Oh my god. Yeah, there it is. I can't even remember his name right now because he's such a simp, and he's just Sylvanas' little doggy boy. So he's dead on his tarot card. Makes sense. And then finally here, we've got, Nathanos. We've got some really cool weapons together or a package deal or separately. You can get yourself the Ashbringer or the Warglaives of Azeroth. Look at these things. Freaking the green on the tips of these is really, really cool. We saw Ashbringer come out not too long ago. Also a great looking one. If you're wondering about size, these are about a foot long. 11 inches long. And the Warglaives are about 8.5. So not huge, but not as small as the armor set either. A decent looking thing that you can put on your desk. And yeah, maybe collect some dust, but this is not like a full-blown weapon size. Again, keeping all that in perspective there. Some cool things you can get this Christmas for your friend, your foe, or maybe for yourself. That's right. And that is all in terms of news.